When my neighboring farmers or other people usually visit, they don't accept this as a farm, because our areas didn't have one kind of crop. Usually when in farms you see at least like half an acre or quarter acre, you have this kind of crop. You have mango, you have cashew here, we have coconut here. Like, but our farm doesn't have any particular region where we are growing only one single kind of thing.
I think we could say that we let the place guide us rather than like ideas of okay, this is how we want the farm to be when we came in here, and we let the land guide us to to explore what could be the possibilities given this kind of already beautiful existence. Hi, I'm Sampada.
I'm Madhu.
Our farm is called Chirak, and we are trying to follow the principles of agroecology, permaculture, and sustainable farming, and trying to uh, grow more than 70 different species of trees and a few crops. And we hope that what we are doing becomes a sustainable way of uh, supporting our livelihood financially, as well as in terms of food. And also we hope that eventually the kind of practices we are following can be adapted by local and common people around us for their own financial viability. We were exploring, both of us, almost for 2 years or so. We were traveling in different parts of the country, volunteering at different farms, trying to explore the options of buying land in various places. And with lots and lots of years of all of that, we finally settled here, and we really loved this place when we came and saw. This is the pond we built almost around a year ago. Um, what what we do is whatever rainwater gets collected into this, that is the rainwater we use uh, to water all our trees. We have understood one major irony of this place, which is although it's the heavy rainfall region, yet immediately after monsoon there is a water scarcity. For most of our farming, we are using rainwater, and we are not extracting groundwater. Okay, which again becomes very important in when you talk about ecology, that even when you're using groundwater, it is again an extraction. The circumstances led us to that. It probably wasn't out of choice, but somewhere now I feel that yes, okay, even if it is it was forced on us, the choice of watering system. We are at a place where we could say that we are not extracting groundwater, and we are mostly harvesting the rainwater, and that is what we are using. The Konkan region comes in the Western Ghats, and Western Ghats, as you know, is extremely biodiverse. Almost every year, botanists and zoologists and all, they're finding new species of plants or frogs or things like that. The beautiful coconut orchards, and the green hills and beautiful monsoon. Okay, that's the picturesque view of Konkan which people have. Although the reality is quite different, and it hits very hard because most of the villages in Konkan are empty and getting emptier. There is a mass migration of people from these villages to the cities like Pune and Mumbai. Um, why? Because farming has always been difficult in this region, and it is getting more and more difficult for several reasons. the entire Konkan belt is mostly hilly. So it's mostly a hilly patch, and I think ancestrally, when people were farming on all of these hilly patches, they have already made the steps out of it. So what we have been doing is we chose not to destroy the vegetation which has sprung up. What we chose is wherever we could find the places where we could till the land slightly, we have made raised beds and we have put turmeric as our main crop. So wherever there is a beautiful canopy of the trees, we have put nutmeg and cinnamon. Wherever we could find fully sunlit spots, we have put fruit trees like cashew, mango, jackfruit, kokum, I don't know, beetle nut, and lot of like overall a variety of more than 70 different species we have put in last 2 years or so.
When my neighboring farmers or other people usually visit, they don't accept this as a farm. Because even the agriculture officers who come and visit say, like, we couldn't get proper subsidies or whatever because our areas didn't have one kind of crop. Usually when in farms you see at least like half an acre or quarter acre, you have this kind of crop. You have mango, you have cashew here, we have coconut here. Like, but our farm doesn't have any particular region where we are growing only one single kind of thing. And that is where the agroecology principles or permaculture principles come in, where you have a lot of diversity of trees that mimic a forest, and hence the name of the Chirak one or one, and it's more of a mixed plantation rather than a single crop. It'll take another 4-5 years more for the systems to establish and the trees to start fruiting. This is an experiment. This is definitely an experiment, and we put in all our efforts and everything into this project, what we call our home, and we hope it succeeds and it will be a model where the neighboring farms and wild areas like this can adapt and not destroy the vegetation that is already there and earn an income. Or if you have a monoculture crops or a single or more commercial crops, you could lead to more diversity in your farms and preserve the ecology and biodiversity that can thrive along with the farms that are there.
I am also sitting at a position of privilege when I talk about this. Many of the farmers, or 99% of the farmers, are not in a position to even think about these things because they have a lot of other things. They have their whole life and livelihood to think about, and they don't have the mental capacity to dwell on these points. So it becomes very important that we sitting here, yes, can talk about all of these principles, and we would be very happy if a common farmer uses these principles on their own land and is able to derive the success out of it. But also not forgetting that we have a very sturdy social fabric on which we can rely. If things go wrong, we have something to fall back on, while the common farmer doesn't. And when we bring in these policies of let's move away from chemical to organic, we often miss out on that aspect that organic farming gives a lesser produce. Organic farming, although it's not lot of input intensive, but it is lot of effort intensive. And I think in summary I would say that we need not romanticize organic farming. Yes, it's the need of the hour, but more than that, it's we also need to look at the life of a common farmer and how we can support that. Although we haven't been able to sell a lot of our produce and make a good income out of it, but we are at a stage where at least 50 to 60% of our food is coming from either our own land or our neighboring lands. And then that again becomes a very important point, because although we are not able to produce everything, a lot of our neighbors, in whatever methods they are doing, they are producing some produce, and we are able to buy it from them, which again creates a local economy. Okay, and it is, in a way, we are able to support our neighbors in their endeavors. Another thing what we have achieved is, we have very small, but we have been able to connect lot of these farmers in the village to the consumer directly. We have been able to sell a little bit of their produce as well directly to the customer. So I think slowly that network is increasing, and slowly we are also finding the ways where we can make those connection of the farmers here to directly to the consumer by using our our extended social fabric, so that all of these privileges are also helping us to create those networks and connection, and help the local economy, keep the economy very circular and very local to this village. So far, yeah, that has been our achievement, and we hope that going forward we are able to buy the fresh produce from the farmers, convert it into value added goods, and then sell it further into the market, which will then again probably motivate the farmers to grow more of fresh produce without worrying about where they will sell it and what if it gets spoiled. So we are looking forward to have a system where all of these fresh produce can be converted into value added and non perishable, and slowly sold into the market.